is CGTN, China Global Television Network.
A field of tea leaves, enabling so many to flourish. We'll show you how China adopted creative, unique, and targeted measures to eliminate absolute poverty and giving hundreds of millions of people new opportunities to prosper for generations to come.
大家看这一个果子，达到100了，真是太漂亮了，确实是丰收的一年。
This is Luochuan County in Yan'an City in northwest China's Shanxi province. October is usually both the busiest and happiest month for the local community in this village. The people of Yan'an have special and distinctive feelings about these bright red apples.
我们延安平谷是我们响当当的脱贫谷、致富谷，也是我们的幸福谷。
Now, working hand in hand with the farmers of Yan'an, successive local governments persisted in turning the humble apple into a big industry.
10年以前有3个砖窑行给人买了，最后给人还了账了，最后10年以后可以翻得差不多。现在是所有地下修了1000多的冷库修了一个，200多的冷库修了一个。 修了一个血管线，买了一套房子，在那个唐人小区买了一套。
Due to its geographic location, the ecology, land, and soil here are not ideal for farming. But the government, working alongside the people, discovered that Yan'an is suitable for growing apples, that value chains can be created around this industry, with apples providing a higher value add as well. Now, all of this means that the farmers of Yan'an have found a tried and true way to lift themselves out of poverty and raise their incomes.
我们最大的困难是产业基础差。从2017年起，沿深入推进以苹果为主的特色农业产业后整理，全力打造洛川苹果、延安苹果2个区域公用品牌，让贫困户在全产业链上 分享我们的增值收益。
The planting area for apples in Yan'an reached over 543,000 acres as of last year, with output reaching 4 million tons, and the value of the apples grown reaching over $5 billion.
我们预计今年延安的苹果产量要达到410万吨以上，比去年要增加10万吨，可以说今年是风调雨顺，所以奠定了今年农民的收入 会非常的好，应该说老百姓今年是钱包是鼓鼓的，心里是美美的。
More than 60% of Yan'an's farmers are now engaged in growing apples, with 60% of their incomes coming from this industry as well.
有10几亩果园，就靠这果园过光景了。你再没本事，大概1年下来也就收个200来万吧。
For the local government here, a sincere smile from those who have thrown away the shackles of poverty is the greatest affirmation for years of poverty alleviation work. The brand value of Luochuan County apples is now estimated to have reached some $9.8 billion.
我身边的这棵矮化果树，它这个商品率非常高，能达到90%以上。矮化苹果园它的亩产是乔化果园的 2倍，也就是说，在价格同等的情况下，果农的收入又会翻一番。
Yan'an also established the unique Liangjiahe brand to boost the added value of its agricultural products. Meanwhile, a guaranteed minimum purchase price for agricultural products allows local farmers to have a peace of mind.
这个的农业蔬菜，它主要是一个保证农民吃一个定心丸，它的这个东西不存在卖不掉。我们是一个保护价，你比如说定个2块钱，当这个2块钱这个下去完以后，我们还继续2块钱。 如果上涨，我们跟上市场价往上浮。
Meanwhile, in the city of Huzhou, in East China's Zhejiang province, it's the season for hairy crabs.
现在呢，正在10月份的时候这个螃蟹呢都成熟了， 像我们这样的螃蟹的质量，你看都挺好的那些。
Lu Yingfeng is a third-generation crab farmer. These days, Mr. Lu's crabs are also raised over 2,000 kilometers away at the foot of northeast China's Changbai Mountain. After reaching success, Mr. Lu is giving back. His crabs are helping to create jobs, spur a new industry, and contributes to poverty alleviation for the local community around Changbai Mountain.
这个基地呢，今年刚刚完成，这也是一个扶贫的项目。我们呢，输出技术和管理，那么从无到有的为当地打造一个新的产业，那么从而带动当地经济的发展。
Here in Huzhou, we can find many other examples of companies, counties, and villages who have already done well themselves and are now giving back to support and help other areas in China to find their own paths to prosperity.
2018年的4月，我们向总书记写了一封信，那一是呢汇报了我们这个茶产业的发展，20多年的发展了，我们一片叶子服务了一方百姓，应该说真正实现了。那么第二个呢，我们的党员群众有愿望见证茶苗，帮助西部地区的贫困群众增收脱贫，那么给他们一个产业。得到总书记的批示以后呢，我们就这几年来就围绕着这个帮扶工作应该说也起到了一定的效益。
For example, at this white tea farm, these tea leaves sent across China have helped to lift nearly 6,700 people out of absolute poverty. So far, the city of Huzhou has donated nearly 22 million tea seedlings to 5 counties in 3 provinces in western China.
那么我们不仅把我们安吉白茶带过去，更主要的呢是把我们浙江的乡村经营的理念也带过去了。我们的茶旅游融合，你比如说我们这个一茶和三茶的融合已经10多年了。
Local economies elsewhere have built up entire value chains and markets for white tea. For example, in Pu'an County in Guizhou Province, more than 51,000 people participated in all aspects of white tea production and sales, thereby creating a new industry, a new source of earnings, and boosting local incomes by over 5 million yuan, or well over $700,000 US. With the eradication of absolute poverty complete by 2021, China has now entered into a 5-year transition period. During this crucial half-decade, China aims to consolidate its hard-won poverty alleviation achievements. The country is determined to ensure that those that have thrown off the shackles of poverty will not fall back into destitution. This will be yet another challenging task, but China's resolve to succeed on this front is absolute.
我们的工作对象由过去的脱贫户和监测对象，转到我们所有的农户。对于我们延安来讲，就是从我们过去关注的5.9万户、15.7万人的脱贫人口，转向我们全市的64万户、164万农户人口。所以这个工作任务是相当艰巨。
Meanwhile, Anxi County in southeast China's Fujian province is the hometown of the world-renowned Tieguanyin, a special variety of oolong tea. But the county is now working to diversify its local economy. Anxi is building a big data industrial park, including a supercomputing center and an innovation center. Anxi's industrial transformation has created a booming high-tech ecosystem with an annual output value of over 20 billion yuan, or nearly $3 billion US.
未来我们将壮大数字服务产业，力争“10四5”期间，我县的这个数字经济产业产值达到500亿元以上。
By eliminating absolute poverty, China, the world's most populous country, has solved a problem that has plagued its people for thousands of years. However, the work to further improve the people's well-being is far from being done. President Xi Jinping has said that shaking off poverty is not the finish line, but the starting point of a new life and new endeavor.
.360-degree profiles of industry movers and shakers, tech mavericks, and policymakers. we drill down on their success. We ask how they set strategy and how they navigate in an increasingly competitive market. Real talk, real business. Join the conversation. BizTalk, only on CGTN.
The world's largest developing economy, China, is laser focused on green development. This is the beautiful city of Huzhou in East China's Zhejiang province. Huzhou, the birthplace of the guiding concept for China's green development future. That concept inscribed into stone. Lucid waters and lush mountains are invaluable assets. We'll show you how China is pioneering innovative paths to create a harmonious coexistence between humans and nature. The city of Huzhou gets its name from a vast body of water nearby, Lake Taihu, which is China's third largest freshwater lake. Lake Taihu has nourished the people of Huzhou and so many other cities that sit along its banks from generation to generation. With ecological governance and policies guided by the concept of lucid waters and lush mountains are invaluable assets, the city of Huzhou put this concept into practice and first began to restore, improve, and protect its water resources. Now for Lake Taihu, blue algae have always been a challenge.
我手中的这个呢，就是蓝藻。蓝藻大量爆发呢，它有几个方面的危害。一个呢是会造成这个水中缺氧，导致水生的动植物窒息死亡。另外一个呢，它会产生大量的藻毒素。藻毒素呢对生物是有毒的，这样呢就是导致太湖里面的水就不能饮用，造成就是我们长三角地区会缺水。
Protecting the ecology surrounding Lake Taihu is now incorporated into China's strategic planning at the national level. By removing high-polluting industries around the lake, improving pollution filtration technology, implementing measures to restore the local ecology, and a series of other environmental protection moves, Lake Taihu's pollution levels have been massively reduced.
通过卫星观测技术啊，可以发现07年的时候是太湖蓝藻爆发最厉害的时候，整个太湖2300平方公里基本上全部都是蓝藻。经过治理呢，到了这个今年为止，我们发现最大的爆发面积只有460平方公里，相当于在07年的基础上，只有它当时的是1/5左右了，所以这个水质的改善是非常明显的。
Traveling a bit southwest from the banks of Lake Taihu, this is Yutun Village. It's part of the city of Huzhou in East China's Zhejiang province. It was in this village, back in August of 2005, that President Xi Jinping, who was then secretary of the Communist Party of China's Zhejiang Provincial Committee, proposed the guiding thought of China's green development future, that lucid waters and lush mountains are invaluable assets. Now, this idea became a new way to think about the relationship between economic development and the environment.
绿水青山和金山银山这两者的关系是一个辩证统一的关系。只要我们保护了绿水青山，它就有可能会转化为金山银山。最终的一个目的就是总书记讲的，我们要达到保护跟发展的一个协同协调。
Anji is known across the country for its fine limestone. 15 years ago, the county was still an important supplier of the building stone. However, years of mining have also brought ecological damage to the local community. Anji decided that it will no longer tolerate environmental degradation simply for the sake of growth. The county began a process of economic transformation, a necessary but difficult process at first.
让我们放弃原来每一年有上百万收入这个矿山，来转型发展其他的产业，而且这个其他的产业是什么产业，都是方向未明的这样一个情况下，所以呢，老百姓呢，当时呢还是有很大的一些怨言跟一些不理解的。
However, after continuously exploring, trying out, and refining new and different development methods, Huzhou accumulated a treasure trove of practical experiences when it comes to economic transformation. 2 development experiences stood out. One is that reducing the stock of energy-intensive and high-polluting industries can actually lead to the attraction of more high-tech industries into the city. The second is something called ecological industrialization.
生态产业化的路径这个方面，具体的来说也有3个这个方面啊。第一个呢就是生态补偿，第二一个方面的路径呢就是通过发展农村的这个休闲旅游产业，第三一个方面的路径呢就是叫做生态产品价值的增值。
Come to Huzhou to find the most idyllic villages. Now that saying has become the calling card of the city's ecotourism industry. Now, thanks to its picturesque landscapes, lush greenery, and crisscrossing streams that curve gently through the farmlands, villages in Huzhou have found innovative and sustainable ways to promote the countryside experience.
我以前啊，其实是在矿山上面开拖拉机和装饲料，但现在呢，我在家里啊，从事于乡村经营，所以说我开农家乐、开民宿。渔村的环境的改变，最主要的是我们的腰包啊变鼓了。其实当时我们说1年我们能赚到几千块钱，但是现在我们说1天赚到几千块钱。再一个呢，我们渔村的人群发生了变化。本来说我们说早上起来啊进矿山装石块，现在我们早上起来就是上菜场买菜接待游客，所以说我们的幸福指数呢也发生了翻天覆地的一个变化。
Now, Huzhou's ecotourism industry is exploring different ways to meet the unique needs of different consumer groups. In Huzhou's villages, you'll find boutique coffee and tea shops such as this one, campsites like this that have become wildly popular thanks to social media, sumptuous meals made with local and seasonal ingredients, and much more.
那现在呢，渔村的这个发展，不仅仅是我们一个村的发展，我们联动我们周边的这些村啊，进行了产业的整合。我们要有利用渔村的一些示范带动效应，带动周边的村，大家一起啊进行产业的升级换代。
The city of Huzhou has been experimenting with policy supporting market mechanisms that attach a value and raises the value of resources endowed by the natural environment. The city has found that doing so can lead to development models that achieve both supporting the environment and boosting local incomes. One such model is embodied by the Liangshan Cooperative, a rural financial institution.
我们两山合作社在2020年4月份出台了实施方案，同年6月28日正式挂牌运营。我们主要针对农民手中闲置的农房、农田、山林、竹林等收储，再通过统一规划、统一招商的方式，实现了自然资源的保值增值。
Anji County is renowned for its bamboo forests, which covers an area of around 580 square kilometers. But recently, the price of bamboo has fallen sharply, depriving local residents of a source of income. However, Anji County has found a new way for local communities to prosper by setting up a carbon emissions exchange based off of the carbon sink produced by the bamboo forest. The Liangshan Cooperative business model protects natural resources and helps to raise living standards. For example, on the supply side, the cooperative has paid farmers and their collectives around 1 million yuan for a 3-year management right to a portion of the bamboo forest. On the demand side, 20 energy-intensive companies in the county have purchased carbon credits worth 1.64 million yuan based on the value of the carbon sink provided by the bamboo forest. A portion of this profit is then given to village collectives to then be allocated to farmers. Farmers understand that the more they protect the bamboo forest, the more value it can generate for the local community.
在传统商业银行，农民存进去的是钱，但在我们两山合作社存进去的是闲置的生态资源，再通过我们的转化运营，老百姓能够取出真真正正的钱。
China's green development resolve doesn't just stem from economic considerations, and it's more than just about protecting the environment. It's about building an entire ecological civilization, premised by a harmonious coexistence between humanity and nature.
其实生态环境问题它不是一个人，也不是一个家庭的事情， 不是一个城市和一个国家的事情，而是全人类共同面对的问题，因为地球只有一个。
President Xi Jinping has said that if humanity does not fail nature, nature will not fail humanity. Transitioning to an ecological civilization won't be an easy process for a country of over 1.4 billion people and an economy the size of China's. But with strong policy continuity and a fast-rising national awareness of the love of the environment, China has made it crystal clear that it is determined to go green.
The world economy as we know it is about to change. Global business reports highlight emerging markets, developing countries, and dynamic sectors worldwide. We feature top analysts and newsmakers to provide perspectives on every facet of business. From an on-the-ground perspective, we provide you with balanced and objective assessments. Fast, sharp, and insightful. Global business. Only on CGTN.
The grandeur of these ancient city walls, bearing witness to the continuum of history. Legions of unshaken warriors standing the test of time. A ginkgo tree whispering tales from over a millennium ago. Architecture radiating vibrant culture still to this day. This is China's ancient capital of Chang'an, today's modern megametropolis of Xi'an, a place where China's first official envoy headed west over 2,000 years ago, laying the foundations of the ancient Silk Road, a place sitting at the heart of today's Belt and Road Initiative. It was here in the city of Xi'an in the 7th century that the renowned Chinese monk Xuanzang began a 17-year journey along the ancient Silk Road to retrieve Buddhist scriptures. Xuanzang's detailed travel records provided historians with a priceless account of the civilizational exchanges along the ancient Silk Road.
其实这个沙盘本身，它反映的是一个丝绸之路的一个全貌。然后就是丝绸之路，我们说它的起点在长安，它的终点在哪？一个是罗马，一个就是大马士革。
Xi'an used to be the capital of 13 Chinese dynasties. Its unique geographic location means this storied city has and continues to be a nexus for economic and cultural exchanges between China and the world.
长安作为当时中国的一个经济文化的一个中心，它是一个文化包括财务的一个集散地，把西方的东西引到长安，把中国的东西从长安送出去，就促成了世界文化的一个最广泛的一个传播。
Behind me is the Shanxi History Museum. It is filled with tons of cultural relics, showing the splendor of the ancient Silk Road.
2017年5月份，习近平主席在这个“一带一路”国际高峰论坛的开幕式上曾经有一个演讲，他就提到了古丝绸之路，这个开创了古代各个国家交往的一个窗口。他就讲到陕西历史博物馆藏的鎏金铜蚕，就见证了这样一段历史。
Besides the gilded bronze silkworm, there are countless other cultural relics in the Shanxi History Museum that also witnessed the splendor of the ancient Silk Road. For example, this national treasure, a tri-colored, glazed camel carrying musicians, vividly shows the harmony between Chinese and Western merchants singing and dancing over long-distance trade journeys.
我们可以看这件三彩载油骆驼俑，它反映的是唐代丝绸之路的那样一个繁华。大家在漫长的这个路途中，可能就采取这样的一种方式来自娱自乐，来消解在贸易之中的那种疲劳。 7个人手上拿的这种乐器，既有西方的乐器，也有中国传统的乐器，就是中西方之间的音乐家同时在一个舞台上去展现他们的舞姿，呈现各自的文化的面貌，这就是中西方之间交流的一个最高层次的一个呈现。
Xi'an once dazzled on the ancient Silk Road, and now, under the Belt and Road Initiative, the city has ushered in a new chapter of development.
古丝绸之路经济带，它主要是以商品交换的一条通道。现在丝绸之路经济带就是不光是商品交流，除过商品交流以外，我们一个很重要的主题就是合作。 实现和沿线国家之间的合作和共赢。
Behind me are the cargo containers that will make its way from Xi'an, China to Europe. This particular line began operations back in 2013 when the Belt and Road Initiative was first proposed by Chinese President Xi Jinping. The caravan of camels that trekked through the ancient Silk Road of yesterday has now transformed into the steel caravans of today.
我们中欧班列长安号最远运输抵达西班牙的巴塞罗那。我们最早的话，可能一趟班列20多天到欧洲，现在可能最快11天就可以到达欧洲。第3线速建成以后，西安港的这个年吞吐量可以从4000列到达1万列以上。
It's not just the flow of physical goods from trade that flourished thanks to Belt and Road. But critically, the BRI also boosts cultural exchanges and increases mutual understanding and appreciation among nations.
首先在产业领域里面合作，然后通过产业链上下游之间的连接，从而来实现产业链的一体化，从而来带动整个沿线地区的这种经济发展问题。那么在另外一个还有合作方式里面，比如说我们在技术创新，对吧？教育啊，对吧？一些新兴领域里面实现这种新的合作。新的合作以后，然后是丝绸之路成为一种创新发展之路，对吧？还有一种合作方式当中，可能就是在环境保护方面，环境方面以后通过共同的这种目标、共同利益协调，然后大家来共同来保护环境，建设一条这种绿色的，对吧？生态文明的这种“一带一路”。
By the end of July 2022, China has signed more than 200 Belt and Road cooperation agreements with 149 countries and 32 international organizations. The total trade volume in goods between China and Belt and Road countries is around $12 trillion to date. Non-financial direct investment in countries along the Belt and Road has now exceeded $140 billion, allowing businesses to see the huge market opportunities and win-win potential from the BRI.
在没有“一带一路”倡议之前呢，实际上我们也在寻求一些海外的合作。那每年可都有几十吨到100-200吨啊这样的一个概念。而现在“一带一路”倡议之后呢，我们每年呢基本上都在几万吨，所以说贸易的量那真是剧增。
Xi'an IG Grain and Oil Industrial Group has a history of nearly 90 years. The Belt and Road Initiative has injected new vitality into this time-honored brand and allowed the company to better support farmers in Central Asia by purchasing their excess supplies. The first return trip for the Chang'an China-Europe freight train carried goods for IG.
那么没有“一带一路”的时候，没有这种大宗粮油贸易的时候，那个时候1斤的进口小麦呢？ 面粉都在10块钱人民币，也就是说，现在呢，通过“一带一路”倡议，咱们大宗的小麦面粉回来了，老百姓呢花5块钱，就可以买到原来10块钱的面粉了，这是好事儿啊，解决了他们当地卖粮难，为他们提供了就业，为他们这个创汇了，而我们老百姓呢，又能够买到好东西了，这种互利共赢，解决了双方的困难，真正的资源共享。
The BRI has boosted connectivity between people, markets, cultures, and civilizations across both ends of the Eurasian continent and more. It has truly become the world's broadest-based and largest platform for international cooperation. Michael Wang, CGTN in Xi'an, Shanxi Province.